battle has just begun!
Hello, hello, this is RobotnikIsSexy. Yeah. This, my friends, this match is a good one. This is a passerby by the name of Jason. If you glanced at the team preview, you will notice I'm using my PU team, and he is using a team with Talonflame and Mega Kangaskhan. So, buckle up and get ready for a bumpy ride. He has some kind of bizarre addition to his team by the name of Scolipede. It does, however, prevent me from setting up toxic spikes early game. So that's pretty cool. He can also baton pass those speed boosts to other Pokemon. First turn he decides to set up a layer of toxic spikes. As I go for U-turn, I go into throw. I'm thinking, well, maybe I can Ice Punch him, he's gonna go Protect, and this is looking more and more obvious as, you know, the next move he's going to go for Baton Pass, clearly. So he's got 3 speed boosts now, perhaps. He's gonna Baton Pass. I was hoping he would Baton Pass into Kangaskhan and that he would be really dumb. But no such luck. He's not that dumb. He's going to Baton Pass into his Ghost type Aegislash. Hey Aegislash, I haven't seen you for one single match, so it's nice to see you again. I don't think I've ever been swept by Aegislash once, so been swept by Mega Kangaskhan though. That guy's a piece of shit. So I'm gonna switch into Beedrill, and he goes for King Shield, which is extremely convenient for me. As my Focus Sash is intact, he's just gonna King Shield again, lower my attack score. I don't really care, this is a Beedrill. I could set up Toxic Spikes again, but I know his Scolipede's just going to come back in, so I'm just gonna continue using Knockoff, and this Knockoff will confirm that he is holding the Focus Sash. So I broke that Focus Sash earlier on by going for U-turn, so that's cool. I was going to do the same old garbage again, go for Protect, I don't really care. He's not attacking me at all, which is fine. I do resist Mega Horn, but it would probably do a decent chunk. He's gonna set up Toxic Spikes again, which is perfect. I would love and prefer to keep my Focus Sash intact, so he's just helping me out here, going for Toxic Spikes again. As I'm gonna switch into Teddy, the Ursaring. Yeah, I switched into the Toxic Spikes because this is a quick feat Ursaring, and you know I've got a Toxic Orb on him, so it's like it's one of the 2 really good switches I have for Toxic Spikes. The other being, of course, Throw with Rest, Sleep Talk, and Guts ability. You know, I can fire off some powered up hits with the thanks to the Poison status and the Guts ability. So. Ursaring is in here. I'm just gonna keep going for Fire Punches, and he's gonna go into Tyranitar. Thankfully, this Ursaring does carry Close Combat. The one I tend to run on Pokemon Showdown has Crunch and Protect instead. This Ursaring doesn't have Protect at all. It has Sword Dance, Fire Punch, Close Combat, and Facade. I actually would kind of prefer it to have a Protect, but I don't want to erase Fire Punch because I don't think I'll be able to hard scale it back unless you can. I don't know. Maybe I'll try it, because that's a tutor move, so that doesn't exactly count as an egg move, unless it is an egg move for Ursaring. But regardless, I am going to knock that Tyranitar's block off. I'm going to take him out with Close Combat, which is perfect. Now, I was hoping my opponent would be naive enough to not even know about Quick Feet. This is a passerby, remember, with Mega Kangaskhan and Scolipede on the same team. So chances are he does not observe Smogon rules, which means there's a higher chance, it's more likely he's going to slip up on turns like these, but he's just going to go for the safe Protect. I'm just going to stand, there's not really anything better for me to do. He is going to miss Mega Horn on Ursaring, which is extremely handy, and that means Scolipede is down. I don't believe I have any priority on this PU team. It is a PU team after all, so whiffing the Mega Horn, definitely helpful. Game changing, yes. It means I can set up Toxic Spikes, which is my one and only way to defeat Mega Kangaskhan. So he's gonna go King Shield again. This guy just, he's not really changing his moves at all. He just keeps going for the King Shield, which is fine by me. Just giving me more opportunity to switch and use Toxic Spikes. So Shiny Beedrill is going to Pelvic Thrust the air in front of him, and his I guess Toxic Spikes are going to fly out of his pee-pee, and that's something. Now Aegislash is finally going to attack me. He carries Iron Head, which confirms noobdom, since no one in their right mind runs Steel attacks, even though fairies exist, and I was completely right. Fairy types didn't really change anything. Nobody's gonna run Steel attacks unless you really have to. Like, who's gonna run Steel attacks to hit fairy types? Nobody. Especially not Aegislash. I mean, like, there are some exceptions, surely. Like B Sharp would be good at that because it's B Sharp. But yeah, Aegislash commonly do not carry Iron Head. They carry other moves instead. So Wailord is gonna be Choice Scarf and go for the Water Spout, take out the Aegislash. I'm gonna make a huge misplay here. I'm going to completely forget that every Mega Kangaskhan goes for Power Up Punch. The first thing that, you know, immediately after coming out, they go for the Power Up Punch. That's what they always do. So Death Foddering Ursaring only serves as just nothing. It's pointless. It's a pointless Death Fodder, which is really not that great, because I could have stayed in with Wailord and gone Water Spout, which would have done a tremendous amount of damage, at least 60% damage, and yeah, with the Choice Scarf I would outrun Kangaskhan to boot, so that's cool. But because I was able to get those Toxic Spikes safely, I can now stall out as Kangaskhan, and that is a process which is going to begin now. As he switches into Talonflame against my Meganium, which makes sense, but I have something for Meganium, or not Meganium, I have something for Talonflame as well. That is, of course, Relicanth with max H... No, it doesn't even have max HP. I think it has max speed and attack with leftovers. It's still extremely bulky. Relicanth has some bulk to him. As I go for the Waterfall here, I could have gone Stealth Rock, but I go Waterfall instead. It's all well and good as I critical hit the incoming Kangaskhan, which means stalling him out with toxic damage is going to be all the more easier. No, of course, he's going to repeat what he did before. Go for the double power-up punch, which doesn't do a thing to Meganium. And now I'm just going to go for Protect, because it's the only way I can defeat Mega Kangaskhan. But I guess he knows my game, so he's going to switch out, go into Talonflame again. Really wishing I had used Stealth Rock earlier, but Waterfall is just fine, really. I mean, I believe he's a Choice Banded Talonflame as well, as he carries Tailwind and U-Turn. He's going to use U-Turn right now. As I go into Coelacanth, he's going to U-Turn out and just go back into Kangaskhan, which is a very good play, if I do say so myself. And yeah, that kind of leaves me really vulnerable. But thankfully, even though I never really got the chance to set up Stealth Rock, the toxic damage, it's racking up fast, and that switch advantage just gives him more turns of poison damage, which is really funny. So now I'm going to switch into Meganium. Meganium's only purpose is to stall and I guess kill water types or something? I don't know. So he's going to go for Power Up Punch again. Big surprise. And I'm completely fine with that. I'm just going to Protect again. It's the safest play possible. There's no real reason for me to try to Leech Seed on the switch. Like, I mean, I could if I wanted to, but it's just not worth it. If he goes double return, he's going to hurt me a lot. So he's going to go Earthquake here. I have no idea why. Maybe he thought I would just recklessly switch into Relicanth, which, to be fair, I've been reckless before, so I guess that kind of works. But it kind of doesn't work since I am dead determined to defeat Mega Kangaskhan with a PU team, and I have. The poison damage is going to take out Mega Kangaskhan, and Meganium has no reason to exist anymore. So I'm just going to let Meganium, the original Mega Pokemon. That's right, he was the hipster Mega Pokemon. Meganium is going to go down, just serve as extra recoil damage, and I really can't afford to switch Relicanth into a Brave Bird, because it's doing a nice little chunklet. I take it very, very impressively well, though. I would have liked to go for Rock Polish, and I actually should have, but I thought that Brave Bird would do more damage than it did. It does a nice chunk, but it does enough damage to where I probably could have gotten away with a Rock Polish, but then again, I just want to play it safe, so yeah, playing it safe and stalling a little means that, yeah, I have defeated Mega Kangaskhan and Talonflame with a PU team. Just let that sink in a little bit. And the Toxic Spikes, they're going to help me even more, because this very common OU Pokemon is weak to Toxic Spikes, you could say. He's got a Life Orb, and yeah. He is also insanely fast. Fun fact, if you didn't know, Greninja is a few points faster than Alakazam, which makes him the fastest starter Pokemon to exist ever. That is ridiculous speed. He really shouldn't be that fast, in my opinion. So poor old Scarf Wailord is going to be, yeah, outsped. But that's okay, I'm going to go for Ice Beam. I know he wants to go for Dark Pulse, so that's the strongest attack I can go for, and that makes sense. Well, I could have gone for Surf, but, you know, whatever. And I have defeated Jason with a PU team. So, yeah. You might say I was pretty stoked to have this match, because I've been trying to have matches with this PU team, and it usually involves in people DCing. I don't know why. But yeah, so this is an amazing match, and if you think so too, please remember to comment, like, and subscribe. Please remember to do that, the thing I just said, so if you want to. I'll see you later, YouTube.